Welcome to the WIC Women, Infants, and Children Nutrition Program. We are so glad you are here. Watching this short video will help you and your family get the greatest benefit from the program.
WIC is a nutrition and breastfeeding program
that provides nutrition counseling,
breastfeeding support, nutritious foods,
and referrals to community resources for families
throughout Minnesota.
WIC is help.
I think it's amazing. It's been so helpful to our family.
Unless you've been part of it and unless you've had somebody that knows what it is, you really just have no idea what it is.
I didn't really know what WIC was until we were pregnant for the first time, and a friend shared with me about how helpful it was to her family.
I love that it just kind of provides the essentials. You know, we always have enough milk and peanut butter.
It guides us into nutritious choices and really, stuff that you should be eating, and they help you get access to it.
WIC is a nutrition program that serves pregnant, breastfeeding, postpartum women, and children up to the age of 5. When you first apply, WIC staff will meet with you to gather information on your health and eating habits to see if you qualify, and design a package of foods to help meet your needs. You'll get a set of vouchers to use at the grocery store and a WIC ID folder. You'll want to keep these safe.
We keep our WIC voucher folder in our kitchen or in my purse.
As you're going from the kitchen to the living room towards the outside door, and there's a little mail holding thing, and that's where it sits. Otherwise, it was a hunting game.
We've lost it once. It's not fun to lose it.
So you have your WIC ID folder and vouchers, and you're ready to go to the store. Before you head out, let's review the healthy foods that WIC provides, and also talk about how to use your WIC vouchers. The healthy foods WIC offers are fruits and vegetables, whole grain bread, tortillas, brown rice, and oatmeal, breakfast cereals rich in iron and low in sugar, low-fat milk, infant fruits, vegetables, meats, and cereal, 100% fruit and vegetable juice, beans and peanut butter, and eggs. And for you moms who are breastfeeding, you will get additional healthy foods. Now, let's talk about how to shop for your WIC foods.
Yeah, we both go to the grocery store.
I'm better.
When we share, sometimes it just works better for me to stay home with the kids and have him run out.
It's pretty easy. We've been on WIC for a while now, so we know what we go in there for. The little shopping guide, and it has the pictures, and it has a description, the ounces, so you can just pick them out. It's really easy.
You will need your WIC ID folder, your shopping guide, and your vouchers. Let's look at the WIC ID folder first. Besides your name on the front, you can select 1 or 2 alternate shoppers who can shop for you.
Well, we are the 2 shoppers, and it's because he's the backup.
Remember, the person you choose should be someone you trust, like a relative or a good friend, who will carefully follow all of the rules for buying the WIC foods. Each alternate shopper must sign the WIC ID folder before going to the store and must know how to use the vouchers. Now, this is the shopping guide. It shows all of the foods that you can buy with your vouchers. This will be a big help, especially as you're first learning which foods are WIC allowed. Finally, let's take a look at the vouchers. There are 2 types of vouchers that most participants receive. One is the standard voucher, used for most WIC food items, and the other is the fruit and vegetable voucher.
With the WIC vouchers, you might get a lot of them at the same time, and it's just important to remember to use them all within that time frame.
Each voucher has a first and last day to use date listed on the top line. Remember, each voucher can only be used on or between the dates listed on the voucher. For example, this voucher here can be used any day from October 3rd to November 2nd. That means you can use the vouchers on both October 3rd and November 2nd, as well as every day in between. This is a fruit and vegetable voucher. It lists the specific dollar amount of fruits and vegetables that you can purchase rather than a specific amount of food. The fruit and vegetable voucher can be used to buy any combination of plain, fresh, frozen, or canned fruits and vegetables. No added sugars or artificial sweeteners are allowed. Use your shopping guide for help in buying your fruits and vegetables.
Our family loves fruits and vegetables.
My favorite food is apples.
Bananas.
Maya loves peppers, the baby carrots.
And they
Loves a
love
lot.
warmed broccoli, like cooked broccoli.
You may be wondering what to do if you want to buy more fruits and vegetables than the dollar amount on your voucher allows. If the total cost of your fruits and vegetables is more than the amount on your voucher, you may pay the extra using cash, credit card, or EBT. You may also decide not to buy an item. Finally, if the total cost is less than the amount listed, it is important to know that you will not receive any change. It is easiest for the cashier to ring up the fruit and vegetable voucher last in case you are paying any extra amount. Let's move on to standard vouchers. These list the other foods that you can receive. Remember, you can only get what is listed on your voucher. No substitutions or changes of any kind are allowed. Many stores have shelf labels, but if your store does not, you can always ask store staff for help.
It's pretty easy, right? Some stores have the little labels where it's like WIC, oh, that's the one.
Most stores, it seems maybe all stores now have those, and they're so helpful.
Now let's go over the foods listed on the voucher. The first item listed on the voucher is 2 gallons of fat-free skim or 1% milk. Be sure to select the foods that match what is described on your voucher. For example, when milk is listed as skim or 1% milk, that is the only milk you can buy. You may not buy 2% or whole milk. And you can see that you're allowed 2 gallons of milk. This means you can buy up to 2 gallons, but not more than that. Some participants may get up to a pound of cheese in place of some milk. You can look at the shopping guide for the choices of cheese available. The next item listed on this voucher is either whole wheat or whole grain bread or tortillas. When you come in for your appointment, you'll get to choose a whole grain option. Whole grain options include whole wheat or whole grain bread, whole grain tortillas, brown rice, and oatmeal. Make sure to check the package sizes carefully and use the shopping guide to help you find the right whole grain food. As you look through your voucher, the next thing you'll see is one 15 to 18 ounce jar of peanut butter. There are many WIC allowed brands. You just need to check the package size and make sure that you are buying plain peanut butter. Next, we have canned or dry beans. Look for a 14 to 16 ounce size of plain canned beans or a 16 ounce package of dry beans. There are many types of beans you can choose, like kidney, pinto, black, navy, and garbanzo beans. Green beans or wax beans are not included since these are vegetables. You can use the fruit and vegetable voucher to purchase these. Other beans that are not allowed are chili beans, pork and beans, and refried beans. Remember, if it feels difficult to keep these details straight, your shopping guide is always a great resource.
Definitely look at the guide before and during your shopping trips.
If there's something that it's not approved, they're very good at either having somebody get it for you or, they'll tell you it's this certain brand and name and box and color and size.
Next on the list is cereal. Only packages that are 12 ounces or larger are allowed, and you can buy any combination of WIC allowed cereals, as long as the total amount is 36 ounces or less. Again, remember to look at the shopping guide to find out which cereals you can buy with your WIC vouchers. Let's talk about the combinations of cereal sizes you could purchase to arrive at 36 ounces of cereal. You could choose 3 12-ounce boxes or 2 18-ounce boxes. It's also okay to buy less than 36 ounces, such as one 16-ounce box and one 18-ounce box, which totals 34 ounces. Juice is next. You can buy 2 64-ounce containers or 3 11.5 to 12-ounce cans of frozen juice concentrate. For juice to be WIC allowed, it must be 100% fruit or vegetable juice and provide 120% or more of the recommended daily allowance of vitamin C per serving. Also, all fruit juice must be one fruit flavor, like grape or orange. No blends are allowed.
When we look for juices, we try to look for the ones that are not mixed, the right ounces, the ones that are 120% vitamin C, and that it's, WIC allowed. It just makes it easier.
Okay, let's check out the last item listed on this voucher. It says 1 dozen large eggs. This one's pretty clear. You can get 1 dozen eggs. Just make sure you choose the large size. Pretty simple, right? You've made it through the standard voucher, but what if you have a baby? Infants from 6 to 12 months receive baby foods. Let's review them. 4-ounce jars of WIC-allowed baby fruits and vegetables, infant cereal, and your infant may receive up to 2 pounds of fresh bananas. Just make sure you use the produce scale to weigh them. Breastfed infants also receive 2.5-ounce jars of infant meats and more jars of infant fruits and vegetables. And baby foods must be plain and cannot be dinners or desserts and cannot contain any other ingredients like sugar, rice, noodles, or white potatoes. Remember to check your shopping guide for a list of WIC-allowed brands. Finally, infant formula is available for babies fed with formula. WIC staff will let you know what brand is available and how to shop for it.
Breastfeeding is very important. It's the very start.
So when you're a breastfeeding mom, you're providing nutrition to another human being. So WIC is wonderful because they provide extra nutrition for you. WIC continues to help me through pregnancy and breastfeeding.
Well, you've chosen your WIC foods and have completed your shopping, so now it's time to check out. Let's talk about the best way to approach the checkout lane. When it's time to check out, separate your WIC foods from other foods you may be buying. Place your WIC foods on the checkout counter first, and if you're using more than one voucher, separate your foods by what is listed on each voucher.
I always hand the voucher to the cashier right away so they know that it's going to be a WIC transaction.
When we do the WIC voucher, we separate the WIC items first and we try to pile them up within its own vouchers. It makes it easier for the cashiers to just, okay, so there's, they're checking it off and they're scanning it, so that just makes sense. That way we don't miss items and we get everything that we get on the voucher.
Before checking out, tell the cashier you'll be using WIC vouchers and hand the cashier your ID folder. Each voucher requires a separate transaction, so it helps to organize your foods based on each voucher. When you begin checking out, hand one voucher to the cashier, let them ring up that total, then complete that transaction. When you're ready, hand the cashier your next WIC voucher. Also be sure to tell the cashier right away if you're using any coupons or taking advantage of any specials like buy one get one free offers. This helps the WIC program save money. After the cashier rings up your foods, he or she will write the amount of your purchase on the voucher and ask you to sign it. Make sure the price is correct before you sign the voucher. It's also important to get a receipt from the cashier in case there are any problems with your purchase. Finally, if the store is out of a food item that you want to buy, you can choose to use that voucher on another day or at another store, or do without that food. The store cannot give you a rain check to get a food item later. And remember, if you experience any problems at the store, please let your WIC clinic know. The phone number is on your ID folder. With time and practice, shopping for WIC foods will be easy and will go more quickly. Remember, the more planning you do before you go to the store, the smoother your shopping experience will be. By participating in WIC, you've already shown that you really care about your family's health and nutrition. You're doing something that will benefit your family, not only today, but for years to come. Welcome to WIC.
When we first became parents, we were younger and still not so great with nutrition on our own, and WIC's really helped. That one wasn't very good. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Yay! We're done.